All right, I think we are live. Hello, everyone. Welcome to a live recording of the Social Selling Sisterhood podcast. I am Lindsay Dollinger, and I am so excited to introduce you to my friend and to my client and to a freaking amazing leader who I have just watched just grow and continue to grow. And she's just going to keep dominating. So I thought you guys could hear a lot about her story because she's so positive and motivates me all the time. So I'm going to let you introduce yourself, Joanna, and tell us all about you, how you got to where you are, because I love your story.
All right. Thank you so much, Lindsay. First of all, I want to tell you what an honor to be here today with you. If you would have told me 6 months ago that I'll be sitting here with you, it would be like, no way.
Oh my
But but I've been following you for a little while now, for about 8 months now, and you've taught me so much. So I am so thankful. But I'll tell you a little bit about me. So I'm Joana Torres Alvarado, and I am on a mission. I have a goal to be able to reach middle-aged women, to put themselves first, to love themselves a little bit more. Because as I'm a mom of three beautiful girls, and as my girls were growing up, I recall how hectic life was and how I gave myself, extended myself so much, in school for them, at work, and at church. I always extended myself so much. And I failed to include me in the midst and put me first. So I went through like a mental breakdown, literally. I remember my physician told me I went to the doctor for one thing, and then she said, "You're going to stay home from work for 3 weeks." And I was like, "What?" And that's when I started realizing that I needed to do something to put me first. I didn't know how to do that, but I just followed her advice. And the first thing she told me is go take a bath. Today, when you get home, go take a bath. I mean, sometimes it's like you just rushing. And the smallest thing that you don't realize that could be such a breakthrough for you to realize, wait a minute, I remember crying in that bathtub, like, how come I never done this for me? I mean, yes, every so often you do it, but no, it needs to be a priority. So my goal is to help middle-aged women put themselves a little bit first, a little bit, just, it's not selfish. It's actually, you cannot give yourself to so many people and extend yourself to so many people if you're not being full yourself. I think about it as, like, sometimes you're driving your car and you're on E and you're driving with like the fumes of the gas, because you need to put gas. Well, kind of like we cannot go through life with just the fumes of all the goodness that we have. We have to continuously keep feeling ourselves. And so, and it wasn't until I joined the marketing company that I'm now, that I realized, how, what a great and amazing opportunity that we have as social sellers to be able to make that beautiful impact in the lives of so many beautiful women. So
You just like, guys, you need to stop this, rewind it, and go back and listen to everything that she just said, because I don't care if you're middle-aged or not. There are so many women, and it's especially women. Men do the same thing, but especially women who go through what you just said, where you don't even realize how like empty our tank is getting until either someone else has to tell you, like, girlfriend, you're getting ready to break. I mean, like, your doctor literally had to be like, you need to go home and take a bath. And like you said, it's so simple. And then it's that simple act of taking care of ourselves where you're like it just comes out.
Yes. And what an amazing feeling that is, to submerge your entire body in just warm water, relax all your muscles. And I was like, I can't believe I don't do this enough. It's such a wonderful feeling. So that was my first realization, and then, becoming a social seller kind of like helped me along the way, and literally, like, listening to you, I went through like a binge. Is that how you say that? A binge, but of hearing, all of your podcasts. And I'm
Yeah.
like, oh my gosh, she's so amazing. And
Oh,
another testimony, because I'm not your ideal client. Like, I am a mom, I'm not a teacher. I don't really like, I'm not a passionate about Disney, but guess what?
mhm.
When you surround yourself with amazing, beautiful people, all the good stuff is gonna just come to
Yeah.
you. And I even bought me some ears, because I'm like, you know what? I could become, I could be,
Yeah.
because
I
there's
will
like,
convert you.
I love that. I love that.
Well, and I love that you say that too, because that's one of the things that we went over in one of my programs that you were in, but it's one of the things that I try to share so much is like, just because I'm not necessarily talking directly to you as my ideal client, you're still going to attract the people that need you, that love your energy. Like, you're still going to attract the people. So guys, don't be afraid to like narrow in on someone, and then the right people will still come, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. And it's so funny because even the other days, a guy reached out to me through Facebook and he was like, can you do some stuff for guys? Can you do some stuff for guys too? I mean, we would love to find out what products, what that you have, like, you inspire me, and, I'm a guy, so I was like, man, Lindsay is so, so right.
Yes. Oh my gosh, I love that so much. And especially, okay, so tell us before we dive into that, because I do want to come back to that conversation with that gentleman. Tell us, so how did you find your company? What did that look like? How long ago was that? And like, tell us about the evolution of that.
Absolutely. So I had already tried some naturally based shampoos that I absolutely loved, and I fell in love with them. And I loved, that's when I started learning about naturally based stuff, unfortunately, because I was very close minded throughout my whole life. I was like, no, I can afford that. If it was too much money, I'm not spending the money, because I need the money for the three girls, they need this and they need that, and so, I started using these naturally based shampoos, and I started, okay, after that whole thing happened, I said, you know what, I'm going to spend a little bit of money on me. And I started seeing how naturally based started to do some amazing stuff to my hair. And then a childhood friend of mine from Puerto Rico, I'm Puerto Rican, a childhood friend of mine reached out to me and said, hey, Joanna, I'm selling these products. They're naturally based. They're from Europe. She share the catalog. And I looked at it and I said, I am not selling, but I will buy from you, because hello, the prices were so great in comparison to what I already understood what naturally based, pricing were. So I said, I'm going to start using the products, and that's it. Plus I will, help her. I mean, I'm always, I'll buy earrings from my friends. If my friends are doing anything before I go to the store and give my money to a big corporation, I'm going to give it to my friends, because they have a service, and that's just how I am. So I was like, that's fine, I'll help her. And so after a few months of using the products and going from just a lipstick to like then skincare and then makeup and perfumes, and one day I'm doing my makeup and looking at all my products, and I'm like, and I don't want to sell these, because why? Why I don't want to sell these? And
Yes.
so, that was my, okay, let's do this. But I really did not know, because I've never sold, I worked in healthcare all my life. I've never sold, anything, like, never even dared to commit to sell anything, because um, and so I realized that I needed some help. Sometimes it's amazing when you have like an upline and a lot of people on top of you that are like really doing, but sometimes you don't have that. And so I said, okay, now I want to be able to sell these products. I want to share them with the whole world, because I love them. I see what they're doing to me, to my skin, to my hair, to my nails, to everything, so I want to sell them. And then I started then looking, and there's a saying that when the student is ready, the teacher shows up. So I started looking and I found you. I was like, oh, she's a Spanish teacher. Oh, I like that. And then everything you said just resonated with me. So, like, yes, like that's what I needed. I needed someone to give me guidance, to help me understand everything that I wasn't understanding. And then, excuse me, as soon as I had that opportunity to join one of your master classes, I did, and it's been such a blessing for me, for my business, and a lot, because I struggled a lot with connection. I moved to North Carolina from Florida, and I was kind of here alone, and I'm like, oh my God, how do I start all of this, and how do I connect with people? And being able to listen to all the value and all the wisdom that you have, and I went and I reached other, like I follow the Gold Digger and a few other people that just have such amazing and value content, I started like, okay, this is how we do it. I don't really know. You help me how to find my customer, my ideal customer. You help me in so many ways, and I'm so thankful, because if it wasn't for you, I'd probably still be here, but it would be just at a much lower rate. But in those few months that I've been with you, my engagement in Facebook has been like amazing. I mean, in comparison, it's like, wow, to me it's really meaningful and beautiful, because I'm able to connect with a lot of people from my past, from when I was a little girl. Even, I connected with a friend of mine from Puerto Rico that we didn't see each other for over 30 years, and we end up being in the same company and selling the same product. So it was a pretty, it's been pretty amazing, me being able to like let go and focus on that one specific customer client, because then a lot more people have just been able to connect with me, and so it's been really amazing.
Ah, Joanna, I love all of that. You're gonna make me blush, but really though, you did it. And it's something that you just said there at the end, is you were able to let go. I saw just almost immediately with you when I was like, okay, this is what we're doing this week. And you were like, okay, I'm doing it. Like, you were so coachable. You trusted the process. And you do the most amazing videos. So tell us a little bit more, because a lot of people are so afraid of video that are watching this right now. So tell us, what is your strategy? Like, what's your mindset? How did you just like rip the Band-Aid off and get started with it? And what have your results been with video?
But I said, if I don't do it, I'm never going to learn. I said, if I don't make all the mistakes, if I don't suck at it, I'm never going to learn. And I have a video there that after I did, it was a live, and it's so funny because I left it there. I did a video, and then after I did it, I realized that I had a huge rip on my pant, you could see my skin and everything. Yeah. But it was like in a way that it was kind of hidden, and I'm like, I'm still waiting. And it was like one of my first videos. I'm still waiting for the first person to tell me, Joanna, I saw that. But I said, I'm gonna leave it there, because guess what? I decided that I was going to love this journey, even if it was uncomfortable, even if I didn't know. Oh my God, I was stressed so much doing a TikTok. I'm like, I don't even understand how this app works. I have no clue, and I'm still learning. Like the other day, I said, what? I learned how to do this after doing this all this year, this whole year, and I just learned how to do one thing that So I literally said, you know what? I don't care. People are always going to talk. There's always going to be someone that's going to say something. And as long as I know why I'm doing it, my goal, my desire, then I'm not going to care. If I don't want no one to talk about me, then I'm not going to do nothing. I'm not going to say nothing, and I'm not going to be anything. So I said, no, you were created for greatness. You have a purpose, you've got God has something special for you. So we're just gonna do it scared, like the knees like this. I'll be posting like, oh my God, I don't even know what I'm doing. What the heck? Like, oh gosh. but that was, my decision of choosing to love my journey regardless. And along the way, you get better, you learn more, you feel more comfortable, you just, enjoy it, and it becomes a part, it becomes a part of my routine. Like, I have to do I have to do a TikTok, I have to do a video, I have to do something, almost every day. I learned to give me compassion and to be kind to myself, because like, we could get into that mindset where we could get stuck. So I had to deal with all of that, but just do it regardless. You got what people need. So don't let fear hold you back, because it's nothing. Your purpose is more valuable than any feeling that we might have.
Joanna, I'm just like doing this prediction for you. I think in the next year or two, you will add to your business like coaching, but it'll be like life coaching or video coaching because you're excellent at video. But I know that when I go to your page, I'm going to see amazing makeup and skincare, and you're going to be drinking your coffee, but you're also going to be filling up your audience with so much positivity and affirmations and, the word of God. And I hear all of that from you. And, I mean, I see you consistently doing it. And that's just like one of the things that I think of when I think of you. And I know you're filling up so many women. So, guys, if you don't follow Joanna, you need to go follow her, first of all. But I just want to tell you that because I think it all the time. And I know that when we don't say things that we think like we're going to regret someday not thinking it. So I just wanted to let you know that. But I love your affirmations. I love your positivity. And that's what you're going to attract then, right? And I
Yes.
that about you is that you are going to keep attracting, because I know you already have amazing people on your team and amazing clients, but you're just going to keep attracting that into your life. And that's a huge difference for the people who are not showing up that way, or they're throwing out negativity or different things like that, and then they're wondering why they have drama and all that in their life or in their business. And it's a whole different wavelength when you are approaching it from positivity. And I just love that about you. So I wanted to acknowledge that on here in front of everyone. But I do foresee the life coaching or something, because heck, I would totally hire you for we could swap services.
We could do that.
Yes. But I love
Absolutely.
that. I love that that's one of your pillars, and you've definitely made that one of your pillars of your brand, and it complements so well the self-care and the beauty and all of that. Like, it all just goes you have made it mesh super well, and that's something that I think a lot of people struggle with is like, I really want to share this side of me, but I'm not sure how to blend it in with my company, my products, and you have like a perfect.
Well, the teacher inspires, the teacher leads the way. And like, you were one of the first persons that made me, I didn't know about coaching, I didn't know that existed, and through you I've been able to connect with a Spanish coach as well, that I work with as well. So I'm like, and I never knew about it. I never knew about all of this,
Wow.
and I thank God that, God has a purpose for each one of us. And when we think that we've lost, like, I felt at one point in my life, I felt that I lost it all, that everything that I ever accomplished went down the drain. And, I found myself alone. And then I heard, some hope through your podcast. And then through your podcast, other things came about as well. So, I'm blessed, and I'm thankful, and I'm looking forward to the next 2 years where I'm able to work with these amazing ladies that want to put themselves first and want to give them that little bit of, what, I am worth that time, because a lot of the things I hear is like, I don't, like, and I used to be it too, like, I never used to take care of my skin. I never used to do a routine, no, I have to rush, I have to rush, I have to rush, I have to rush. I don't have time. I don't have time. I don't have time. But, I wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning now. I wake up super early so that I could have my time of doing the things that I need in order for me to be able to go to sleep at night in the most peaceful way, and know and feel that I was accomplished and I did the main thing, which was fill me first. Because again, we could fill the whole world, but at one point our cup is gonna get empty.
Yeah. Yeah. You can't pour from an empty cup for sure. Talk to us a little bit about your business and your consistency, because you show up super consistently online, and like you said, you're super busy. So tell the person listening who is probably in the same boat, how do you manage to fit it all in? What's that look like for you?
Well, first, preparing yourself. Like that was the first thing. I had no clue, but yes. um, Connect yourself. First of all, connect yourself with positive people that are, it's not every day that you meet people that have this calling that when you leave them, you feel better than when you got there. So if you come across those people in your path, stick with them, stay with them, because that is not something that flows naturally with the whole world. Connect yourself with, just positive people that are just gonna have positive. So what? Yes, like vomit positive all the time, like I don't care. Some people are very negative, and I've believe me, I've heard it all. People have told me about my positivity, and where I could take it. But I don't care, like I don't care. So surround yourself with positivity, with people that are going to inspire you, that people that have goals, that want something bigger for you. And Prepare yourself, learn about what you're doing, learn about all the different techniques. If somebody's offering something free, go in it, try to get as much. If you have to pay, because you are worth that. You are worth that education, that knowledge that someone else already went through and did all the had to deal with all the difficult things, and they're willing to come and share them with you, like. So pay a little bit for you, because you're worth it. Prepare yourself. And I learned this from the best, schedule your posts. Schedule your posts ahead of time, and you're gonna have such a more like relaxed time. Block yourself sometimes where you're gonna just do these things on these days. Like I learned how to, okay, on Sunday and on Tuesday I'm doing a live every day about this, that a live every week about some a specific topic. And The same thing with your team. Offer them all the tools that you can, but at the same time, block times, because you can be overwhelmed, especially if you don't organize yourself and you don't prepare yourself. If you don't prepare yourself and organize yourself, it's going to be chaos all the time. So you are worth that time, investment. Look, I have this really nice book right here that that when I got this, I was like, what?
Love it. Love it. I'm actually redoing it a little bit, so I can't wait to show you the updated version.
Awesome. We could do one in Spanish, maybe.
Ooh, I should do that. It's so funny because I like never think about using that skill set of mine, like with my business. You know what I mean? It's so compartmentalized for school, and I'm like, why don't I do like translate some of my stuff into Spanish? Like, why I'm
Yes, because
yeah.
yes, because I'll be like, here, you need to read, because a lot of my community, a lot of my people are Spanish. I do have a few, but very little. So a lot of my people are Spanish, so it's a little bit hard. But you have, that where you could reach out to also the Spanish community. So.
And I want to point out that Joana also does lives in both languages, which I really love. And she does, so she definitely utilizes that skill set in both. And sometimes you even do both languages in the same live, right?
It's so hard. Yes.
Yeah.
I do. It just feels like such a much longer life when I do. I feel a little bit more drained. But if I see that someone jumps on and I know they only speak Spanish, then I'll go ahead and speak in Spanish, but then I'll try. Sometimes I fail miserably because it could become like, I call it a mejunje, like a whole bunch of different things in your brain at the moment.
Mhm.
But I do try. I give it my best.
I love it. And that's all we can do, right? Is just give our best every day. Show up, give our best, and go to sleep content and know that we have tomorrow, hopefully, to do that again.
So
Um,
one of the things that I wanted to see when we were talking about what how do I do it? Like I decided like there's certain things that I'm just gonna do the same every time. Like I do my dance, my coffee dance. It's something that's just how I'm gonna do it, and that's all I'm gonna do. Everybody's gonna know that they're gonna laugh at me a little bit or with me a little bit as I'm like having a party. And so like so that I'm not feeling like I have to do so many different things. So I try to like do kind of like, okay, so it's every this life is going to be always about this specific thing, and that life is always going to be about that specific thing, and as I add more things to the things that I'm doing, that's how I would like to do it, so that I feel more like I'm not overwhelmed with like not knowing what to do. I already know what I'm doing, and that's one
I
of
love
the things that
that.
helps me.
Yeah, that's it's almost like habit stacking where you like add something onto what you're used to doing every day anyway.
Mhm.
Um, which is how they tell you to like add a new workout routine and different things like that is like if in the morning when you get up, if you're used to turning on your light, put your workout clothes right next to that light so after you turn them on, it's
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
new thing to get a habit. I love that. That's so
Mhm.
smart because then,
Mhm.
yeah, it's like one more little thing that you're doing and you're not overwhelming yourself.
Mhm. Mhm. Mhm.
Awesome tip. Okay, one more thing before we hop off. What is one thing that you would tell someone who's listening to this who's feeling overwhelmed or stuck or maybe not motivated in their business that could help them, that has helped you in the past or that could help them?
I would say that as long as you feel that your company is your company, that you're aligned with that company. I would say just pre- prepare yourself. Make a decision to love your journey. Make a decision. It's just like, I'm going to make up my mind that I'm going to love this journey, even if I fall, even if I scrape myself, even if I make mistakes, even if I fail at what I wanted to do at this specific time. But make a decision to love your journey and grow with that journey. And do it regardless of how you feel. Like there are days that I feel like I don't want to do it, but no, because my why is too important for me to not do it. So just know your why, and as long as you're aligned with that company that you're passionate about, just make that decision to just love your journey, show yourself mercy, kind, like all those nice things that you are so easily able to give to everybody else. Mira, over here, give it to you first. And you're going to see how you're going to be able to just do your thing.
Oh my gosh, I love that so much. Ah, Joanna, like this conversation, guys, like, and this is how I always leave every conversation with Joanna because she's freaking amazing. So you definitely need to go follow her, and I will put all of her links and everything in the show notes. Before we go over how people can find you, I usually ask a couple questions before we hop off, just fun questions. Um, but first of all, I feel like if it's not already, love your journey needs to be like your slogan or like how you end your videos. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
I love that.
Really, no, really, because it's so much a part of because like your slogan's not, you necessarily exactly your mission statement, but it's something short that people
The
start to
slogan. Yes. Thank you.
yeah, you're welcome. So you need to write that down. Okay,
Love
come
your journey.
back to this, but yeah, I love that. Okay, the questions. So, do you have a morning and evening routine? And if so, what does it look like?
Yes. So after I wake up, I do about 20 minutes of dancing, Just 20 minutes of, I'll put some salsa music. And as I'm I'll get the water going, and I'm gonna start brushing my teeth. And I'm got music going, dancing a little bit, to get the bones, ready let's do this, girl. We got this. And then I do my skincare routine, and then I go do normally it's a TikTok, or I'll do a story. I've been trying to do stories lately with my affirmations every day. And I was sick with the COVID for a little while there, so I kind of like slowed down a little bit on the TikTok, but not really. But and then I go to work. I go to work 7:30 in the morning till 4:30. And while I am working, whenever I get a chance, whenever I can, I'll have something in my ear that's positive, something that's teaching me, something that is speaking some goodness to me. It could be a preaching, it could be Lindsay, it could be, a live that somebody did. And I want to, I try to do a lot of like anybody that I really like and I like their content, I'll binge watch them, listen to like I try to do that. And then I come home, and depending on the days, I'm doing a live. I'm doing some reading. I'll do about 20 minutes of reading. I would love to be able to push that to more. I'll do some reading. And then I end my day with 15, 20 minutes of just, meditation, praying, talking to God, thanking him for the day. I do thank God throughout, like, that's like a part of me, like I'm always thankful. So I'm always like, I'm driving, I'm trying to utilize everything I can. When I'm driving, I'm talking to my team, letting them know, giving them their good mornings, and, wishing them well throughout, their day. I try to do that, the days during the week, and I give them a break on the weekends, even though sometimes I can. So kind of like, pretty much that's kind of like a day in Joana's life, my very here and there. But I try to get, 20 minutes of exercise or moving around. I'm hoping that by the end of the year, I'm more of a professional and move that up, But 20 minutes of exercise, 20 minutes of readings, and 20 minutes of prayer, kind of like a power hour, a different type of power hour.
Yeah, I love that. I love that so much. You can incorporate that into your life coaching when you start that next week. Okay. And a favorite vacation spot, either one that you've been to or one you would really love to go
to? Well, I love Puerto Rico, like I love Puerto Rico, even though we got lost at the Yunque when we went.
You have to find her live. Joanna, when I post this in the Social Selling Sisterhood Facebook group, you can link the live.
Okay, I will.
So people can find it.
It's English and Spanish, so it's but yes. But I love Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico is like, I could go there, I don't go there as much as I should. But I want to travel. I want to travel the world. That's what, one of the reasons why I'm so happy and passionate about, social selling, because I want to, the rest of my life, I want it to be amazing. I want to travel the world. I want to go to Japan. I want to go to Italy. I have family from Italy. I have family in Germany as well. So I would love to go travel the world. But I don't have, other than Puerto Rico, I don't have like a favorite, like I love I could go to the backyard here and have a great time in the backyard and love nature, there's so many beautiful things, that are here also in the United States that I want to go enjoy, so
I love that.
Yeah.
My dad has a really good friend who's Puerto Rican, who actually has family who is Italian also, which is so funny. But he says the same thing. And I have never personally been, which I can't believe I haven't been yet. My dad has been, and everyone just always talks about how beautiful the island is and all that. So definitely on my list too.
And the food is amazing.
Yeah. Oh, I know. When we were in Orlando, they had the world food trucks, and there was a lot of Puerto Rican food trucks. Oh my gosh, we have like almost matching cups. What is this? Are we on the same vibe? Or right, matching you. That's hysterical.
Oh
Oh, I
my
love it,
gosh.
guys. If you're listening on the podcast, we both have these like bedazzled cups we're drinking out of. Mine's pink and hers is like a white sparkle, like a silver sparkle. And
Yes.
we both just held them up at the same time. It was so funny. Um, anyway, I forget people are listening and not.
I know, yes.
And last question I've been asking is, have you read a good book lately? And if so, what is it? If you remember the name of it.
Well, I'm reading this one here. It's in Spanish. It's called El Desafío de Triunfar. The the challenge of triunfal.
Like triumphing.
Yeah, triumphant. Yeah,
Mhm.
and it's actually written by the coach that I was sharing with you. His name is
Mhm.
Hector Hernandez, and it's just a really amazing book about leadership and how to go regardless, even when we're facing hardships, even when we're facing all the challenges. He went from having $1 million business, to losing all of it and rebuilding himself all over again, and how he just in the moments of crisis he was able to overcome even when it seemed like he failed.
Yeah.
Really, sometimes when we fail there, we learned so many things. It made us wiser, and it made us even better. So he came back, and so I'm reading this one, but I'm still not finished. So this
I
one is
love
just
it.
fun. Desafío
Okay.
de triunfar.
Yeah, I think I saw that in your stories and I was wondering.
Yes.
Awesome. All right. And tell us where everyone can find you. You can just verbally say it. And then, like I said, guys, I'll put it in the show notes, captions, all that jazz. So you can just quickly tap and tell us what company you're partnered with, because I don't think you've mentioned that. You totally are allowed to, so that we can find you.
Absolutely. So I'm a beauty influencer with Farmasi. We have everything naturally based, from shampoos, soaps, to cleaning around your home, to perfumes, and they're all made in Europe, in Istanbul, Turkey, sorry. So the great thing about that for me is that in Europe they banned the use of over 1,300 chemicals, while here in the United States we only ban about 13. So to me it was really meaningful that, wow, that they came from Europe. So they come from Europe. And you could find me on Facebook and Instagram under Joana Torres Alvarado Official. I do have a private page. You could follow me there too, just without the official. And you could find me on TikTok under Joana Torres 58. I believe that's my number. I believe that's it.
We'll link it. We'll link it. But guys, like I said, you have to follow Joanna, not only for the company that she has partnered with, but she just really shows up and has created an amazing brand, and just love everything about her. So thank you so much for sharing, Joanna. This was an amazing conversation, and everyone go follow Joanna.
Thank you, Lindsay. God bless you, Queen.
Bless you. Have a good night.
You too. Bye.